What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to A Different Perspective. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button for your boy. So, y'all see, we got another special guest in the building today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's your girl, Chill Cold World.
Chill Cold World. You can follow her, Gram, Instagram, all that good stuff. TikTok. She a comedian. She be making some real funny videos. But we got a video that we're going to check out here today. This is from the It's Complicated channel. I highly recommend y'all checking out their channel. I'm gonna have them linked down in the description box below. But they got a video here, and this one is titled Single Moms and Beta Males, Rules of Modern Dating and Understanding Women. It's complicated. Y'all boys and girls ready? I'm ready. Let's get it. Let's see what they're talking about.
Is there a universal male and female nature?
Yes, there is a universal male and female nature.
Do you think it's important for men to learn about and understand female nature?
Yes, it is important for men to understand and learn female nature.
Stereotypically, yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Men are supposed to be manly. They're the ones in charge. They're the ones that are taking care of their woman, whereas the woman is supposed to be the opposite, nurturing, take care of like the family, the household.
Do you think it's important for men to learn about and understand female nature?
100%.
Do you think boys are better suited to learn about female nature, specifically how to attract women from mothers or from fathers?
Fathers.
Why?
Because I feel like if you're a boy, you're gonna look up to your father for that kind of advice, and that's probably more so what your dad's gonna talk to you about. But I do think if you're a male that comes from a family of predominantly women, or maybe you didn't have a father in your life, then no, you're definitely more learning from like the women.
Yeah, and that's not going to be so much of a choice thing. It's just going to be what it is. Right. But I strongly feel that boys, young men that are in that type of situation where there's not a father figure around, kind of how it was for me. There was no male role model in my life until I was about 19 years old. So I feel like it's on the mother or, whoever's in the immediate group of that family to, put somebody in position, a male role model, male father figure for that boy so that he can learn, so that he can grow up to be, masculine or, learn what he needs to learn from men. Because I feel like only a man can teach a boy how to be a man,
Absolutely. Do you think that women are more likely to raise alpha or beta males?
If it's just women in the household?
Sure.
Beta.
Let's just stop with the alpha male thing. Let's just I'm putting a pause there. The single mother creates the beta male. Okay, we're gonna get back to your alpha male discussion of that topic there, but let's sort of bow down.
He's like, he really wanted to talk about this. He really is very passionate.
To the fucking deep of talking about the single mother goes out and she is so overly toxic and masculina. Okay? That's very masculine, very toxic. They're more toxic than any man out here. Any fucking they want to go in, they're bigger than men, they got bigger balls, they're confident, they're great at work, they make all this money, they drive a fast car. Those are male attributes, and this is what women are coming to nowadays to talk about. So they can't keep a husband around. They can't even keep they can't keep a beta male, an alpha male, an omega male. They can't keep any of those males around because they are such a pain in the ass, and that's their daddy issues. So what do? They raise beta boys. They raise beta males. The alpha males, guys like me, the guys that they've moved on to the women that are cooperative, submissive, feminine. The little baby girl, that's the one that we flock to, and that's the one that we want to protect. We want to use our alpha masculinity to. So backing this thus up, a female that's a single mother is supposed to be this very nurturing person by nature. A female's nurture. They play with baby dolls, Barbies, things like that. Boys, we play with trucks, guns. Those are what we play with. So with that, this woman thinks because she has a womb, she can raise this kid. She raises a beta male. And a lot of times those guys, they really live a poor life.
Is chivalry the characteristics of an alpha or a beta male? And
Hold on.
Let's get into that.
Okay, I knew you had something you want to say. What you want to say on it?
A lot of the characteristics he said for men, I feel like can be shared with women. Like he mentioned, driving a fast car and that's not necessarily super manly for a woman to like driving a fast car. I mean, I get what he means by being raised by predominantly women and, you know, men having that beta, you know. But I don't know.
Because remember, it's kind of like what I was telling you yesterday. You know, a lot of times when a boy is raised by a single mother, that mother raises that boy to be what she knows she needs from men, but not necessarily the type of men that she would actually get with. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can 100% agree with that.
And this, well, think about it. How would you raise your boys to be if there was no father figure at all? How would you would say, I want them to be respectful. Right. I want them to be kind to girls. I want them to court women, this, that, and forth. Usually you're trying to teach them all the good, nice boy things to do. You want them to be good guys, good boys, you know, but you don't have it in you to put that fire in them to be that kind of dominant type of, you know, characteristic trait, because that's not of you as a woman being a man, because you're not a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I won't be able to inspire them with the actions that I do. Seeing a man present that to them, yes. And I get that part.
Yeah. So that's why they're saying it's like inherently they would just become more beta if they're being raised by a mother without there being any type of father figure there. You see, you don't fully agree with it.
Chivalry, the characteristics of an alpha or a beta male, and why?
I would think that is the characteristics of an alpha male, because it's supposed to be more of a dominant kind of thing. And I think chivalry has a lot to do with somebody who feels like they would step up to the plate. So I would think alpha male.
Do you think men prefer the chase or the catch?
Oh, probably the catch. I think they play along with the chase, because I think the women like the chase and they know they might get some right? But I think that they prefer the catch.
Why do you think women prefer the chase?
We want to feel wanted. We want to feel loved and stuff. You know, we like to feel flattered, so we like the chase.
Why do women choose to make lists of what they want in a relationship rather than what they bring to the table?
Ask me about a lot of the single females that I know. They want to be loved. They want to be loved versus loving. And that's a very nasty trait for a maternal being. For somebody that you want to become the children of your mother.
What's your thoughts?
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's necessarily true, but it's a generalized statement, and that's why I don't.
Because you got to think,
true.
He's talking about certain women. He's not talking about all women. He's talking about the ones that he know that are, you know, feeling some type of way or maybe bitter because of, you know, whatever situation they may be in. And, you know, he's talking about the ones that are responding to the world in the way that they are, based off of what has been done or what has happened to them. You know, he's generalizing when he's talking about, you know, the women that he's talking about.
Or excuse me, the mother of your children, right? There are a lot of women who ask what they want out of a relationship, and they don't talk about what they're going to bring to the relationship. And that's when they come in with this of, I'm a prize. You've got to compete for me. No, I don't. No, I don't.
What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on women, you know, feeling as though, you know, they have this list, because I talk about it on the channel many times, where so many women have a list of what it is, their requirements in the man that they desire. But when you go to ask them what it is that they have to offer a relationship or what they bring to the table, then they catch an attitude and get upset. What do you think? Even though I feel as though it's an unnecessary question to ask, because when you're courting somebody, getting to know them, dating them, you're going to find out what it is that they have to offer. Right. But if a man were to ask you that question, what is it that you have to bring to a relationship, or what do you bring to the table? What are your thoughts and opinions on that? How do you feel about that question?
For face value, it's a fair question, right? But to really sit here and list all the great qualities that you bring to a relationship, it seems like it's just it devalues things because it's kind of some things you have to see and know. You can't really sit here and be like, well, you know, I'm drawing a blank for like an example, but it's some things that you have to just witness. Yeah. You can't list everything and say, I bring all these things to the table. What's the difference between your table and someone else's? You know what I mean? Like, you can have the same list of qualities as someone else and be a completely different person. So I get it,
that's pretty much what I said.
But at the same time, it's not enough to base your choice and who you're going to date off of.
Yeah, that's somewhat like what I said in the previous video. It feels like when you ask that question, it's like you're rushing an interview type of thing. Instead of getting to know that person and finding out as you date them later on what it is that they have to bring and how they, you know, or how they support you in a relationship. You're rushing it all just by asking that question right up front. It's like, here, go ahead and consolidate that all into one right now. Like, tell me what you have to bring me, or tell me what you have to offer a relationship, rather than just learning about it as you get to know them. You know, some folks might feel like, well, that's the better thing to do so that you don't waste time. You find out right there, lay it all out on the table. But it's, you know, it's kind of hard to say because you can bring things to a relationship later on that you yourself don't even realize that you bring, because it's just something that's naturally inherited within you to do or to be a way you are, you know. And it might be a quality that is deemed, you know, to be a good one when you're just sitting there and just, you know, learning each other. So like, for instance, let's say her and I were dating, she might do something that I didn't even, or that neither one of us recognized being a solid positive thing for a relationship, and it's just something that she already does. And she might not be like on the interview or on the date when you're sitting there going to ask her, oh, what is it that you bring to the table? She might not tell you what that trait is because it's not something that she really constantly thinks about.
That's true.
It just does.
There's a newer, younger model made every minute.
Women have unrealistic expectations when it comes to what they bring to the table and what a man has to offer. Typically, what a man has to offer is stability, it's security, it's unconditional love. Women expect those things in return, typically just for sex. Typically, you know, women like to feel secure, but women like to feel like they're the center of attention at the same time. Most of the time, if you don't make a woman feel like she's the center of attention, that's when she starts seeking outside attention.
Do you think that the rise of single moms in any way contributes to the lack of respectable men or alpha males?
100%. Everything starts in the family at home.
Okay.
Wow, I think I know where he's going to take this. This is going to be interesting.
Women only want to date alpha males. Why haven't all the beta males gone extinct?
Because good guys win in the end.
Why do women often attack a man's masculinity when they don't get what they want?
Because we feel like a guy is not being man enough if we're not getting the things that we need.
Do women test men, and if so, how?
Yes, all the time. Can't tell you the answers.
Do men test women, and if so, how?
Oh, hell yeah.
Can you tell me those answers?
Yes, guys definitely test women. I think they test them to see like if they're worth actually pursuing or continuing something with. I don't really know how. I'm still figuring that out.
If a woman rejects a man, how should he know whether or not to keep trying?
It depends on the type of rejection. If she puts you totally in the friend zone, right? And she's like, no, none of that, like no touchy-feely, no anything, then I would stay in that zone. Women usually know what they want, and if they want you, you'll usually know.
What determines when the honeymoon stage of a relationship is over?
Oh,
What is the difference between a man who spoils his woman and a man who's whipped?
A man that spoils his woman wants to spoil his woman, like wants to make her feel loved, like wants to do all those things. Somebody's whipped, they just feel like they're in control, and the woman like wears the pants in the relationship.
It's a pretty good one.
If a woman expects to be spoiled, does that mean she expects her man to be whipped?
No. And do you want me to elaborate why?
Sure.
I feel like it goes into like the love languages. Like one of them's like gift giving, or mine's acts of service. So it's not like I want somebody to like wait on me. That's just like how they show their love to me.
Do you feel men shame each other for being whipped the same way women slut shame each other for being easy?
What's your thought on that one?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, they do. Yeah. And I think more so now, ever since the term simp came up and all this. Yeah, I definitely think so.
Definitely. I agree.
I definitely think so, because now it's like you have to get your guy's approval before doing anything because you don't want to be called or labeled
A simp.
a
I
simp.
feel like men shame men for being simps or whipped more than women shame women for being sluts. I feel like women be like, "Oh, you slut!" Like it's almost like a rite of
term
passage.
of endearment.
Yeah, I feel like So, yeah.
In a joking way, yes.
If women want to be appreciated for their brains, why don't more women spend time in libraries rather than shopping malls?
Because men don't want smart women. Men are intimidated by women who are smarter than them because they feel like they can be outsmarted rather than have a woman who can help them increase their potential. Because men are narcissistic because that's how society raised us to be, that we have to believe that we're the shit.
He's unpacking a lot.
You agreeing with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just everything.
Just everything. Hey, he exposing us right now, I guess.
And that we're the best person that our partner could ever be with.
I think it's more like I want you to respect what I have to say, not necessarily like I need you to be the most intelligent person in the world.
Don't you think women would be taken much more seriously intellectually and professionally if they were more devoted to intellect and professionalism than they are to vanity?
Pause. I want to go back to the other question with him. So, you were so quick to react, because we're reacting. You were so quick to react on that response in regards to men being intimidated by women who are smarter than them. You were so quick to react on that. And I feel like a lot of the times what actually be happening is some of the women, because of, remember the girl I showed you the video of that I was talking to earlier this year? Remember how she was?
Yes.
And she was one of those type of women that think that she's so much smarter than every guy that she deal with. And I think what some of the women are delusional like that and thinking that they are the smarter one, so they'll have this attitude that they can't break or fold. I think that's the case with some of them.
I get that.
You know?
I mean, I get that. I mean, true intelligence, you know that you don't know everything, right?
Exactly.
And you can always learn something from
That's
someone, even if they're not as smart as you. Like, I teach, and I learn something from my kids all the time. So intelligence is just constantly learning new things.
Yep.
But however, I do get what he means by men being intimidated by an intelligent woman.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to feel like she's able to pull the wool over his eyes
Yes.
and, get over on things or, know more than him. So,
Correct.
it's also that power struggle where if you have intelligence, you kind of feel like you're above someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, your man is supposed to be,
Above.
hierarchy,
That's it.
a man's supposed to be above a woman, right? So if you're not in intelligence, that kind of puts you underneath her,
Right.
which means that kind of gives her the power to lead, which is kind of, it's just like a snowball effect of things. So
Yeah.
I get what he means.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just
kinda
had to
agree.
make sure I put out there that, there's some women that feel like they're the more intelligent of the creatures, but, a lot of times it just be their attitude. But no, you're right on that.
I feel like women are devoted to being intellects, but a woman wants to feel beautiful. So she'll always take the time to make sure that if she's going to work, that she looks good. Because at the end of the day, if you're a supervisor, you got 2 women employees beneath you, you're probably gonna lean more toward the attractive woman.
What do you think of parents who name their daughters Lexus, Porsche, and Mercedes?
They want to have like rich sounding names, like bougie sounding names for their kids.
Do you think girls who are raised to be daddy's little princess are more likely to grow up spoiled and entitled?
Yeah.
If so, why are we still raising them that way?
Because I also think it comes down to like instilling other things into them, where I feel like I was pretty spoiled growing up, but I also knew like I had to work for what I wanted, had to have a job since I was 16. So I think you have to be able to find that balance, and
I agree.
that you will turn out okay as an adult.
Pause. Now, I definitely have my thoughts and ideas around being spoiled. Remember I told you yesterday, I was spoiled. I was spoiled rotten, and it didn't do me well. And I've told you guys about this several times on the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and move this down. We made it halfway through that video. I'm gonna leave the rest of it link down in the description box below so y'all can check it out for yourselves. But yeah, so I feel like you shouldn't spoil your kids, unless there's some balance. Because like for me, there wasn't a balance. It was just spoiled. It was just spoiled. But because if you don't teach them the value of $1 or how to earn $1 on their own, they will never know it. But yeah, so yeah, we had a conversation, we had a discussion. We want to hear y'all thoughts and comments down in the description box below or the comment section below. But y'all know what time it is. Like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the original will be down in the description box below. You can follow her where?
Chill Cold World, all social medias.
Yep, I'm gonna have it linked right here above her head and down below. But y'all can follow your boy, Artofkickz. Y'all see it up there at the top. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. See ya.